Hello, we are Team 8, and today we are presenting on the company SpaceX. So I will go over a quick company overview and the current strategy of SpaceX. So the mission statement for SpaceX is to revolutionize space technology with the ultimate goal of enabling people to live on other planets. SpaceX is an innovative, first-of-its-kind company that offers reusable rocket systems for large companies and government bodies to transport supplies and people to space. Founded by Elon Musk in 2002, this company has grown and completed many trips and has many long-term contracts. Due to completing so many missions, they have been able to advance their technology as in their main goal. And with that strong foundation, they're able to start into moving their other goal of personalized space travel. And they still have hopes to colonize a planet in the future. The strategy of SpaceX is a combined focus differentiation and focused cost leadership strategy. This is due to having a very personalized product in a niche market while also being very cost effective for their type of industry. So their strategy overall is to offer government contractors a better cost-effective option and customers a unique experience while also having sustainable, reusable products to sell apart in the space travel industry. So looking to the business model below, you can see that the customer segment, which they'll focus right now, as I said, on government bodies and large companies, they're going to be looking to that value proposition of cost-effective and reliable access to space by using reliable, reusable rocket systems. This is then going to flow into the revenue streams of transportation, communication, and defense. Now, with this strong business strategy, they've been able to really take control of the market. But if the market was to change due to more competition or any other outliers, the strategy could be tweaked, but due to the strong foundation, they can still be a very profitable company. Now we'll go on to Rihanna for the external analysis.
Thanks, Mary. Our team used the 5 forces model to characterize the aerospace industry. The threat of new entrants is relatively low because of high barriers to entry, capital requirements, cumulative experience, and high levels of regulation required to enter the industry. However, new entrants are expected to rise as companies and governments race the space for security and commercial reasons, such as mining and communications. The rivalry among existing competitors is medium or mixed. On the one hand, the exit barriers are high and incumbent firms are highly committed to the business. On the other hand, the incumbent companies have little insight or ability to match the strategies of new entrants. Excess capacity does not exist in the industry, and fixed costs are high, while marginal costs are low. The threat of buyers is relatively low. For SpaceX customers, switching to another provider would require significant reconfiguration and retraining, which would be costly and time-consuming. Additionally, the technology and expertise required for space travel are highly specialized and difficult to replicate. Therefore, it is unlikely that buyers would be able to backwardly integrate into the industry. The bargaining power of buyers is low. The supply chain for SpaceX is complex. It encompasses several sectors and is comprised of many suppliers. Therefore, it is unlikely that they can wield significant bargaining power. The threat of new substitutes is also low when considering SpaceX's key offerings: space tourism, defense, communications, internet, satellite, transportation, manufacturing, and R&D. There are some substitutes for recreational space tourism, including high-altitude balloons and zero-gravity experiences. While these options are less expensive than SpaceX, they do not offer the full space experience. In terms of SpaceX's other offerings, there are high switching costs and viable competitors. However, SpaceX has a strong brand, a high level of differentiation, and competitive pricing compared to others in the industry. Companies within the space industry can be characterized based on their funding source. Government spending has traditionally been a significant portion of the global space economy. Major government spenders include the United States via NASA, the European Space Agency, and China. However, private funding has increased recently. Our team considered the funding sources and the diversity of a company's revenue streams to develop the representative graphic of strategic groups within the industry. SpaceX is the largest startup in the world with $9.4 billion in funding. It competes against other privately funded companies that comprise a strategic group of newcomers in the industry in Group A. In Group B, you can see that legacy or traditional aerospace companies utilize high percentages of funding from the government for R&D. Group A is also differentiated by the products and services they offer. Unlike Group B, they are more likely to include space tourism as a current or future service and innovative products such as reusable rockets to customers. Therefore, Group A has many potential revenue streams and potential clients, including B2B and B2C that it targets. Now, my teammate Evan will share our team's internal analysis of SpaceX.
Thanks, Rihanna. Hello, I'm Evan Buzzgo, and I wanted to explain SpaceX's internal analysis, starting with an analysis of the company's resources. Firstly, we have physical resources. SpaceX operates from various locations, each playing a pivotal role in their operations. Their primary production facility is based in California, where they design and manufacture cutting-edge rockets and spacecraft. Moving on to intellectual resources, SpaceX's technical expertise is unparalleled, holding numerous patents, protecting their technological innovations. The technology behind their reusable rockets are proprietary to SpaceX, giving them a unique edge in the marketplace. Of course, we cannot overlook the human resources. SpaceX's highly skilled workforce, composed of engineers, scientists, and mission specialists, continuously push the boundaries of what is achievable. Lastly, consider SpaceX's financial resources. The company generates substantial revenue from contracts with NASA and other space agencies, which facilitates their growth and continued innovation. We'll now discuss SpaceX's capabilities and core competencies. In terms of capabilities, SpaceX stands out in the aerospace industry due to its proficiency in designing and manufacturing spacecraft. This proficiency extends to their operational capability, notably their ability to launch and land rockets. In an industry where rockets have traditionally been single-use, this is a game changer. SpaceX also excels in project and contract management, essential given the complex projects they undertake and the stringent regulatory environment in which they operate. Additionally, SpaceX exhibits strong relationship management capabilities with key customers and partners, whom have provided SpaceX with a steady stream and helped legitimize commercial space travel. Now, let's turn our attention to SpaceX's core competencies. Firstly, their innovative design and manufacturing, particularly in the development of reusable rockets, has revolutionized the economics of the industry. Their strategy of vertical integration allows for efficient operations and cost control, contributing to their cost efficiency. Also, their visionary long-term approach, driven by the goal of making life multiplanetary, informs their strategy and inspires their workforce. In our next section, Rob will explore how SpaceX leverages these resources, capabilities, and competencies to maintain a competitive advantage in a fast-paced environment, high-stakes world of commercial space travel.
Hi, my name is Robert Reynolds, and today I'll be talking to you about the future outlook and our findings for SpaceX. So, starting with their competitive advantage and what makes them unique in the industry. First and foremost is reusable rocketry. SpaceX was a pioneer in the concept of launching and reusing rockets, particularly the booster. What they do is they launch rockets and then they have a landing pad that they constructed themselves that lands the rockets in the middle of the ocean to be used in future missions. You can see a picture of it right there. With that, they are able to have a cost leadership in the industry. By reusing rockets, they have significantly cut down on per mission costs. Therefore, they have an economies of scale that other companies do not have that don't reuse their rocket parts. In addition to reusable rocketry, they also have proprietary communications technology that they're pioneering, particularly their Starlink broadband internet offering that they're using to bring internet to all reaches of the world in historically underserved areas. That's going to be a distinct offering that other companies do not offer. In terms of performance, unfortunately, SpaceX is not a publicly traded company. As such, their financial statements are not published quarterly as a publicly traded stock would be. That being said, we have some ways we can gauge their performance. And first and foremost, valuation. In their latest round of funding, they are now valued at a $137 billion company earlier this year. That just shows that investors in the private market have huge faith in the company and what the products that they're pioneering are going to offer in the future. Now, also, we can quantify how large the company is in terms of their market share. In 2021, SpaceX was actually 87% of all rocket launches in the United States. That just shows that they have a huge market share, and in particular, other companies, publicly traded or not, this is a metric that we can use to say, okay, SpaceX is performing very well. They have a lot of contracts with key customers.
Finally, I will cover some summary recommendations. The strategy for SpaceX will need to change as they're being able to go to a more personalized approach and will have a new customer base beyond the government long contract for cargo delivery. Next, a lot more competitors are coming into the market and expanding it, so they will not be the only player and need to take that into account. Finally, a lot of developing technology will change exactly what they're providing to customers. Thank you for listening to our presentation.